Hey folks, this is Kelani. Welcome back to the Tomb of Sargeras Mythic Raid Guide. This time we'll be taking down the Desolate Host. For this video I'm going to assume you're familiar with the fight on Heroic. If not, there will be a link down below for you to go view that one first. For this fight we took 3 tanks, 5 healers and 12 DPS. This fight looks incredibly confusing at first glance, but actually boils down to relatively easy to deal with mechanics. The first difference from Heroic is that whenever you kill an ad, it will appear in the other realm, so effectively each side has to deal with every ad that spawns. Killing an ad twice will finish it off for good. The second difference is that once the fight starts, you can no longer freely move between realms. You can only use the fonts if you are below 50% health, making it a bit of a pain to get back to where you need to be sometimes. When Phase 2 starts, the fonts are destroyed, preventing you from moving between the realms altogether when the boss is below 30% health. Now that third tank is very important, and you'll want them to be a class which doesn't need a lot of extra healing like a Blood Death Knight, and have him pick up every Templar ad from the Corporeal realm when they spawn and tank them at the back of the room. These Templar will still use their slam, which sends out the waves which knock you back, so you need to watch out for those. Apart from that, they really don't do anything else and don't do too much damage. Taking the Templars out of the fight like this ensures they won't ever be killed, so they will never transition to the Spirit Realm and you won't have to deal with them at all. So your tank can happily just do his thing at the back of the room and leave the rest of you to actually kill the boss. The rest of your raid needs to be split evenly between the two sides. You'll want a strong single target healer and some strong AoE healers downstairs to make sure they can live through the Wailing Souls damage and they can quickly heal up any targets of the Spear of Anguish that end up getting knocked down to the Spirit Realm. We put 3 healers down below and kept 2 healers up for the Corporeal realm. Speaking of Spear of Anguish, I would recommend tailoring your Corporeal realm group around this one ability, making sure that as many people as possible have large personal cooldowns or immunities. The Spear of Anguish does about 10 million damage on Mythic and applies a near 5 million healing absorb shield. If you get hit by the spear and go to low health while the Wailing Souls is going on downstairs, you'll basically just die immediately. So being able to immune the damage and healing effect, or even prevent yourself from getting knocked into the Spirit Realm altogether, is invaluable. So put your Hunters, Mages, Rogues, Paladins, Shadow Priests and Warlocks up top. They can all deal with the spear on their own. If you need extra damage reduction on the spear targets, you can use external cooldowns from your healers, and if you absolutely have to, you can help soak the spear damage with 1 or 2 extra people, but every person that gets hit will get that 5 million healing absorb shield, so solo soaks are highly preferable. When you get knocked down to the Spirit Realm, your healers need to make sure any healing absorbs are dealt with quickly, and remember that you can't get back to the other realm unless you fall below 50% health, so your healers also need to know when to stop healing the people trying to cross back to the Corporeal realm. For your DPS priority, I would ensure that the soul residues are killed in the Spirit Realm, and then quickly killed again in the Corporeal Realm, and then focus on your respective bosses. You do need to kill all the other ads, but you should be able to cleave them down before the next set spawns, and you're going to need as much damage as possible on the Soul Queen and the Engine of Souls. Remember that Shattering Screams will need to be cleared off the Bone Cage armor ads, and seeing as the ads which actually get Bone Cage armor will be in the Spirit Realm as well, the Spirit Realm will also need to deal with clearing off that Bone Cage armor. It's worth noting that when the Fallen Priestesses spawn into the Corporeal Realm, they no longer cast Shattering Screams, so the cast will always need to be from the Spirit Realm, and you should ideally always have 1 Priestess alive in the Spirit Realm so you can have a source of Shattering Screams whenever you need it. Any of the Shattering Screams which aren't being used to remove Bone Cage should be interrupted, and limiting your damage from all sources in this fight is going to be crucial so you can get into Phase 2 cleanly. Now before Phase 2 starts, you need to make sure your groups are evened out. You can even send 1 extra person up to the Corporeal Realm to make sure they stay even. When the Desolate Host comes out, you should be cleaving it, but not targeting it directly. You need to finish off the Engine and the Soul Queen to remove their abilities from the fight. You'll have 1 or 2 Spears of Anguish come out, depending on how quickly you kill the Soul Engine, and those spears have to be soloed, as anyone who gets hit will get sent to the Spirit Realm and they can't come back. If too many people get sent down, you won't have enough players left to soak the boss's big AoE. We saved our Bloodlust for 30% so we could nuke down the Engine and the Soul Queen as soon as the Desolate Host popped up. After the Engine and the Soul Queen are dead, you can finish off any ads, so you're just left with the Desolate Host, which is basically the same as Heroic. Corporeal Realm soaks, then the Spirit Realm soaks, and rinse and repeat. Make sure everyone is soaking when they're supposed to, as you can't replace people if half the group dies on one side. So, that should be all you need to take down the Desolate Host on Mythic difficulty. If you have any questions or queries, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Or hop on over to Discord, we have a server at discord.gg/Kelani, great place to come ask questions or just hang out. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always I will see you next time.